What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I'll be showing you how I bake up my version of a Christmas cake, black cake, fruit cake, whatever you want to call it. So guys, let's get started. So here are my spices. I have some cinnamon powder, some grated nutmeg, some lemon zest, some baking powder, some allspice, some cardamom and some salt. And over here I have my vanilla extract, some softened butter, some brown sugar, some fruit puree. I will leave a link for that. I have my red wine and browning, and over here I have eggs, and of course I have some all-purpose flour. Now I'm going to start off by creaming my butter and my sugar together. We want to beat this on high until the sugar is fully incorporated and we have a nice and fluffy batter. You want to make sure you scrape down the sides of your bowl occasionally to ensure even mixing and everything incorporates properly. Now right here is the consistency you want to have, light and fluffy. This makes for a more moist cake as well. Now I'm going to add my eggs one at a time. You want to make sure you add them one at a time to prevent overbeating of the eggs. You just want them to be fully incorporated, and as you finish you use a wooden spoon. Now that my eggs are fully incorporated, I'm just going to remove and place this into a bigger mixing bowl. Now to this I'm going to add my lemon zest. You could use orange zest if you please. The full measurement for everything will be listed in the description box, so you can go ahead and check it out. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my pureed fruits. Now guys, you add your fruit according to the texture of the cake you want. If you want a lighter cake, you add less fruit. If you want a more dense cake, you go in and add more fruits. It's up to you. The preference is yours. I'm just going to incorporate this. And I'm going to go in with my vanilla. And at this point you could go in with your rose water, your almond extract, whatever you want to add. I just prefer to use vanilla. Now I'm going to incorporate my spices into my flour. I'm just going to whisk these in, and I'm going to incorporate the flour into the batter in small amount. I think I did this in about 4. So yes, I did 4 small parts and I incorporated it in 4 sections. And guys, you want to cut and fold at this point. You don't want to mix, because if you mix you're going to develop the gluten and end up with a tough cake. You want it to be nice and soft, so you're going to cut and fold until the flour is no longer visible. Now at this point I'm going to go in with my browning, And little tip, guys, you add your browning according to the color you want your cake to be. The browning doesn't really have much flavor, it's just for the color of the cake. And if you add too much browning, your cake might end up bitter, so you want to add it in small section until you get the desired color that you want. So if you want a darker cake, go in with your browning. If you want a lighter cake, you know you got to be moderate, so you got to mix in small batches so you don't over mix your cake and end up with a bitter cake. And at this point, I'm going to go in with my red label wine. You could use any red wine of choice if you don't have red label wine on hand. And this is the consistency you want your cake to have, not too runny but not too thick. You want it to just be able to lift up and fall off the spoon. So here I have my baking tin. I'm just going to use a piece of buttered paper to grease it. And guys, here I'm using a 10-inch. If you want, you could go ahead and use 2 small tins, but I'm just making one today, so I'll be using a 10-inch pan. So guys, you could make your cake. If you want a big one, you just make one big one. If you want some small one, go ahead and divide your batter up and make your small cakes. Now we're going to level this off. And we're going to bake this low and slow. I baked mine in a 250 degree. Honestly, this baked for almost 2 hours, guys. So you want to bake it low and slow. And also in my oven, I have a bath with warm water, so I will also be steaming my cake. And after 1 hour and 50 minutes, this is what our cake will be looking like. It has a little crack, but as it cools, the crack will go down. And here I have some more red label wine and rum I'll be using to spritz my cake because it's still hot, so it will be able to absorb all that rumminess right off the bat. Now I'm going to allow this to cool before I remove it from the pan. And after about 5 hours of cooling, this is exactly what my cake will be looking like, guys. Guys, let me tell you, this was amazing. If you have reached this far and you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscription button, turn on the post notification bell that says all, so you never miss any of my upload. And thank you so much. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Guys, this cake was so moist, it melts in your mouth. Guys, this is the only Christmas cake recipe you'll ever be needing this holiday season. I thank you so much for watching, my beautiful people. Until then, I'll see you in my next video. Happy holidays. Bye bye.